y'all, welcome to Jenn Masio's kitchen. Today we're making pumpkin cake. It is exquisitely easy and fantastically soft, gooey, and delicious. Let's do this. I'm gonna start by showing you how to make your own pumpkin puree. You do not need to buy the canned stuff. We're going all fresco today. After realizing this pumpkin was absolutely enormous, I couldn't do it myself, I brought up my handy dandy husband to, give me a little hand. Thank you, honey. With a much more manageable piece, now we can chop it into smaller pieces by getting rid of the icky parts, The rest of it, we're gonna cut into smaller pieces. Do not worry about getting rid of all the stringies. That is not gonna be part of our puree. We do get rid of that in the end. But this way we don't even need to peel it. After making sure your pumpkin is very well washed, cut into these smaller, more manageable pieces, put them into a pot with a little bit of water, cover it for about a half an hour. Whenever that's done, we're just gonna scoop it off of the skin and our puree is ready. We're gonna saran wrap the rest of this puppy and put it into the fridge for another day. While our pumpkin is cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get started on our frosting. In a bowl, we're gonna put in a stick of unsalted butter and a package of cream cheese. We're gonna whip. Make sure this is nice and really well whipped and nice and fluffy and delicious and scrumptious. To that, we're gonna add 2 cups of powdered sugar. You heard me right. It's very sweet, but very necessary because this is absolutely fantastic. Now we're gonna get started on the actual cake. We're gonna sift together 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1.5 cups granulated sugar, a teaspoon baking soda, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, and we're gonna shake, beat, make sure there is no lumps. No lumps, please. We do not need lumps in this cake. In a separate bowl, we're gonna whisk together 3 eggs and a cup of olive oil. You heard me right, olive oil. This cake is even healthy. Who doesn't want it? Seriously. No, not really. It's not really healthy, but we can pretend. Let's beat all that together, and then after mashing our pumpkin, we're gonna add our cooled pumpkin to our wet ingredients, about 2 cups of it. The rest you can set aside, make for another day. To this, we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of chocolate. Yes, a little extra sweet, because this cake was not sweet enough. Don't forget to test your chocolate, just in case. Let's add about 1/2 cup to 1 cup of chocolate, depending on what floats your boat, how much chocolate you want. Whisk all that together. Now we're gonna add our dry ingredients, little by little, please. You can do this in your stand beater, your hand beater, or with your hand and your handy dandy whisk. I'm a little lazy. I do not like to have to get out my beater and wash all that up. I like to do it by hand. After mixing everything together, now it's time to grease and flour your pan. Use a napkin if you want. It saves you having to wash your hand, another less step. Put your batter into your pan, and then let's put a tea towel on our board. And after a few, drops onto the tea towel, don't break your pot, it's very important. We're gonna get out all the bubbles. Put your oven to about 350 and put your baby in there for about 30 to 40 minutes. Or until the toothpick comes out nice and clean. Not like that. That there is not done. I did wait until the toothpick came out nice and clean. You betcha I did.
A few moments later.
After a few hours of letting this cake rest, we're gonna put our frosting on it. Spread that baby out, please. I really hope you put the frosting in the fridge. It keeps you from eating it up and also gets it nice and cool for our cake. Put a few chopped walnuts on top, if that floats your boat. If you don't do it. You don't have to. And this cake is ready to be served. Enjoy. Here, we don't even need forks. I mean, come on, seriously. Good one, Jen. Put a little cinnamon on top if you want. If you want to, go ahead. If you don't do it. I was in the mood, so enjoy, folks. This is so good. I'm not much of a cake lover, but this is my jam.